So today I am going to discuss with the topic that is Sale of Goods Act of 1930s Act. So what are the definition of the Sale of Goods Act? How it is defined under the Sale of Goods Act? That is section 4 of the Sale of Goods Act 1930 laid down that it is a contract of sale of goods, that is a contract whereby the seller transfers or agrees to transfer the property in goods to the buyer for a price. So it is what seller will transfer or he will agree to transfer at a future date the property in goods. The property in means that is a ownership in goods to the buyer for a price. So here is again there is an offer is there, acceptance is there, and consideration is there. So there is a three elements of a Indian Contract Act is also present in that. So what are the essential elements we require? First of all, we need two parties. So there must be two distinct parties. So to constitute a contract of sale, a buyer and a seller. As a person cannot buy his own goods. So thus, for example, when students of a hostel take meals with a mess run by themselves on cooperative lines, there is no contract of sale because students are undivided joint owners of the meals they are consuming. So to have a transfer of contract of sale, so we require definitely two parties are required because no one can buy their goods by their own. So somebody has to be there to sell the goods and buy the goods. So examples already given, that is a students of a hostel. So because they are taking a meal, that is they themselves are running. So that means they are the owner of that. So they are the joint owners. So where is the question of buyer and seller is here. So that's why students are undivided because they are undivided joint owners of the meals they are consuming. So division is not there, and that's why jointly they are owning it. That's why we cannot say there is a contract of sale is there. That's why we say there is no contract of sale. Second important elements to the contract of sale is the transfer of property. Now we have to see what this property means. Property means it's an ownership. A mere transfer of possession of one goods cannot be termed as sale. So we are just transferring the possession from one person to another. We cannot say that it is a contract of sale. Because to constitute a contract of sale, the seller must either transfer or agrees to transfer the property in the goods to the buyer. So property in the goods means ownership in the goods has to be transferred to the buyer. Whether he will transfer instantaneously or he is agrees to transfer at a future date, that is possible for a contract of sale. And third essential elements is the goods, and it is very, very important. So we can have a contract of sale, but what kind of goods we can go for sale, that has to be very clearly defined before going to have or entering into a contract of sale. Now what do we mean by goods under the contract of sale of goods? So it is every kind of movable property other than actionable claims and money. So movable property, correct? Because it has to be have a physically we can touch, right? And that is very important. And if it is an immobile property, that will be a subject matter for the Transfer of Goods Act, and it will not cover under the Sale of Goods Act. That's why we have to be very clear under the Sale of Goods Act. It is a movable or immobile. So definitely it is a movable property, and we cannot have an immobile property, and that will be included in the Transfer of Property Act. Now here is the question arises here: actionable claims and money. We have to be distinct goods and which should not be included actionable claims and money. So it should be what? Only the movable goods, and also includes stocks and shares. Then growing crops, grass, and things attached to or forming part of the land. Forming part of the land, that is important here, which are included in the goods, but they has to be agreed to be severed. That is, the things attached to or forming part of the land will be regarded as a goods, but they should be agreed to be severed or separated before sale or under the contract of sale, or that means at the instantaneously when there is a contract of sale is making, that time if you can severed or separated it, then it is possible to be regarded as a sale of goods under the sale of goods, contract of sale of goods side. Now this is, you are very clear with the what do you mean by the goods, and that goods only we can have a subject matter for a sale. Now we have to see also what are the other things are included in goods. Now goodwill is a subject matter of goods, trademarks, copyrights, patent rights, water, gas, electricity, decree of a court of law, all are called as goods. Only thing is that we are saying actionable claims and money are not included in the subject matter of the goods. So what do you mean by actionable claims? Actionable claims means a claims which can be enforced by a legal action or a suit. But money means it is a current money. It is not regarded as goods because it is the medium of exchange through which goods can be brought. Because money means it's the current money, that is a rupees, even in the coins we are available. It's a current money whereby we can have our immediate counter shopping, we can make it with the coins or the notes we are using it, that is a currency we are using it. That's why that cannot be called as a goods as per the sale of goods side. But there is a question arises, there are some kind of the old and rare coins are available. So what is the old and the rare coins are there? So old coins are always marketable. It is available in the market, and the rare coins are also available in the market. Old coins are, you must be knowing, having some symbolic, they are using it, some princess, a lot of symbols they are using it in the coins. So people are very fascinated about it, or they are having a very habitually they are collection with the rare or the old coins that are sellable in the market, and that's why that can be a subject matter of a goods, but not the money, that is a currency. It cannot be a subject matter for the goods. The fourth point, or the essential elements to be present in a contract of sale, is the price. It's very, very important. Now what is price? Price is the considerations. So consideration, it is a something in return must be there. That something in return, what we are using it, it is a price. What is a price? So consideration for a contract of sale must be money consideration, called the price. Now we are talking about here it is a money consideration, something in return we have to give it, but not the subject matter of the goods is a money. So offer acceptance will be there, and consideration, that is a money is required. That is the price we are talking about. And the fifth essential elements for a contract of sale is the Sale of Goods Act should include sale and agreement to sale. Now we have to say what is sale and agreement to sale, where under a contract of sale the property in the goods is transferred immediately in case of sale at the time of making of the contract from the seller to the buyer. Then the contract is called sale. Of course, it is required even in the Indian contract that we have seen that offer and acceptance there, and immediate sale will be there. Immediate contract will be there. So example, the absolute sale should be a subject of or elements for the sale. Now what is absolute sale? For example, an outright sale on a counter in a shop. Outright sale. When you are face to face, when the buyer is there, seller is there, you are buying in the counter, shopping if you are making it, maybe any other shops, malls, each other's, wherever you go there, you are face to face, you are with the seller and the buyer. So that is an absolute sale, and that absolute sale is the subject matter or the elements of a contract of sale. Then also we said contract of sale includes, that is, agreement to sell. Now agreement to sale is important also here, because from the definition we have seen that sale, that is, agrees to transfer or transfer immediately. That is, two things are that implies here, that is sale and agreement to sale. So agreement to sale, the transfer of property in the goods at the time of making of a contract. So it is not immediate, but you will transfer the property in the goods is to take place at a future time or subject to some condition thereafter to be fulfilled. The contract is called the agreement to sell. Now here we are saying that it is contract of sale will take place at a future date or after fulfilling certain conditions, then and then the contract will also exist, or it will constitute as a sale of goods act. So that is why agreement to sale is also a subject of sale, but it will take place at a future date, and that is also possible, and that is also an essential element. It is not like that agreement to sale we are rejecting it. No, this is two things are allowed, or it is provided under the contract of sale of goods act. Two ways we can make. That is instantaneous, immediately the sale will take place, and at the future date also we can make our contract of sale. Then the fifth point is that no formality is there is a sixth remaining elements to be present in the contract of sale, and that is no formalities to be observed. Actually, a sale of goods sale will take place instantaneously. On face to face we can make the sale of goods, and that's why we do not require any formalities. That is, there is no prescribed form is required to conclude or constitute a sale of goods act, sale of goods, because formalities are not allowed or provided under the sale of goods act. So these are the essential elements to be present to constitute a valid sale of goods. And we have to be very clear that sale of goods act, only the subject matter is the movable goods and not the immovable. If it is the immovable property, then it will covered under the transfer of property acts. So this is the definition and essential elements or essential characteristic to have a valid sale of goods. This is provided under that is Sale of Goods Act 1930, and as per section 4 of the Sale of Goods Act 1930. So this is my discussions for today, and in my next lectures the rest of the part I am going to speak